Hey everybody, it's Tripl-L, and now let's talk One Piece chapter 932, the chapter that came out one day earlier than usual, and now I don't know, I missed it. It's been out for 20 hours. Okay, yeah, alright, cool. One Piece chapter 932. Yeah, man, I like that. That was so good, man. Like last time, I was all worried about Robin. I had to think, well, you know, Robin's got experience infiltrating organizations. Maybe she'll be okay. And as it turned out, she was more than okay. Who would have thought that she had a body double? The big question I have when she like poofs the body double is really, is it like shadow clone rules? Is the body double gonna give her the memories of what it was looking through? Like can she, or you know, her eyes, can she see through her eyes? Because we know that Robin, when she produces extra eyes, we know that she can see through that eye. For instance, she did it when she was, when Luffy fell off during Skypiea and she had to produce arms into the water and she used her eye to kind of find Luffy. You know, there is that kind of sensory connection. So yeah, actually think about it, yeah. Robin must have a full sensory interface with that clone. Overall, man, that was so cool. That's so slick. Robin is such a ninja. Like, come on. You know, you get caught and all of a sudden, instead of leaving a log, you leave some flower petals. That is classy AF. Man, that was cool. And just like the stuff that she was saying in this chapter, like her talking about, there's a saying, a wise man hides in a leaf in a forest. Yeah, man, that's one of those things that makes you think, yeah, Robin knows what she's doing. She's that kind of girl. Overall, I think this was a pretty solid chapter. So, like, you know, let's talk about it. The main parts here are, I guess, the Robin infiltration, the Robin hiding. Well, I guess you could put that inside the infiltration. The acknowledgement of which Straw Hats are in the vicinity. So we have Brook and we have Nami, and that'll be really important for the last part of this. And then we have the... what was it? Komoraki? Like, what's her name? Let me just real quick remind myself of her name. Komurasaki. There we go. Komurasaki. So we have her plot getting involved here, which ends up being a pretty strong plot. I'm very happy to see it, though, because this kind of justifies what we talked about way back when Komurasaki was first introduced, that she was picking on Yakuza, and that might be the sign that she is, in fact, Momonosuke's sister, and we have some more information towards that direction being confirmed in this chapter with her admitting that she is the daughter of a samurai. We have just in general the characterization of Orochi. We get to see his Orochi form as well, but the big thing here is also like his superstition about that 20-year grudge. You know, a lot of really great things going on in this chapter. And I'm overall pretty happy with it. One thing I wanted to say before we go into just into like a discussion here, though, when Komurasaki's playing that song, she's wearing that mask. We find out that she's the one that's playing that guitar, or sorry, whatever instrument that is, throughout this arc. I am so sure that when she plays that song, she's probably crying underneath the mask. I am so sure that's or either that or a face of extreme anger. Maybe it's a lullaby that her mother once sung her, you know? I think it would make total sense. Otherwise, yeah, this chapter, within all those moments, it was really trying its best to kind of weave in some characterizations for both Orochi and Komurasaki, because you had people constantly in the background either saying that Komurasaki is a dangerous woman to trifle with or making fun of Orochi. I thought that was very interesting how Oda kind of weaved that in throughout the whole thing. He really wants to make a certain impression about these two characters, and it's a little bit different than what he's done recently. So I was very excited about that. Now overall, you know, as we get towards the end of this chapter, we have a pretty big confrontation between Orochi and Komurasaki. And it's kind of epic to look at, in all honesty. But right now, we have that main confrontation. We have the confrontation of the ninjas versus Robin. They've found Robin, and we have the Yakuza boss flat out saying that there's going to be a bloodbath here. Which begets the question, you know, what is going to happen in the next chapter? This was just a chapter full of information and just really tense negotiations and confrontations. And so when you look at the chapter and you look at the way that Oda went through and established which Straw Hats are present, that being Nami, the Kunoichi with Nami, I forget her name, and also Brook, and you look at the guys all setting up, and Orochi here being set up as a laughingstock, people laughing at him for him fearing for his life. You know, you put all these things together, and I feel like the next chapter is legitimately going to be a all-out brawl. Well, you know, a brawl to escape. There's going to be a fight next chapter with Orochi's fears being shown to the whole room. Like the whole room, after seeing the level of the destruction or the level of insurgents that was within the castle, will be like, okay, maybe there's something to this whole superstition that Orochi's been hanging on to. So in this current melee, we have Komurasaki involved, who is standing as a strong woman. We have Nami in the area, we have the Kunoichi in the area, and we have Brook in the basement or in the well, right? I could totally imagine all hell breaking loose, Brook doing stuff, Robin of course doing stuff. She's getting ready. We see her in the chapter, she's in her pose. I think we're gonna see like some pretty interesting escape maneuvers. Now, one thing that I am very interested in is I forget his name, Kiyoshiro or something like that, but you know, the Yakuza boss. Is he going to flip sides? You know, is he actually on Orochi's side, or is he just the kind of guy that just wants combat? You know, what exactly is going to happen? Is he playing the long con similarly to what it seems like Komurasaki's doing? You know, what exactly is going to unfold here? That's what I'm really getting into. So yeah, I think next chapter, if I was to bet, I think Nami's going to make a move with Zeus. I think Brook's going to make a move. I think they're going to get Robin out of there. They're going to extract her. And maybe, depending on how much of a stand Komurasaki is making here, I feel like, yeah, I feel maybe they could take her along. And then that way we can attach her to the Momonosuke plot, and let's see if they're actually brother and sister. I think that's really where we're going here. But overall, this chapter is just one that gets you excited for the event of really the next chapter. It was a chapter that was largely about Orochi talking to his people and everyone giving their true thoughts about him under their breaths, pretty much. So, very interesting that we had such a long bit of characterization for Orochi. If we were to count up the pages, we had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... yeah, roughly like 7 pages of the chapter were just pretty much Orochi characterization about this whole curse. And within that too, we also had some words about the Red Scabbards, being that they had monstrous strength and that Kinemon was pretty notable. And that's pretty funny. I think that's really important in that, you know, when you look at that and you consider Kinemon's current prowess, you know, would you say Kinemon can beat Zoro? No, not really. Not really. I don't think that's the case. I think Kinemon has some pretty cool tricks, but I think Zoro he's a step above for sure. But that kind of gives you a sense of like the general power levels for that group. Still, you know, these are all people who can survive the new world, so I think it's still going to be impressive to some degree. Regardless, I think this was an explosive chapter. I never thought Komurasaki would actually make such a bold move and just stand out there, and I think she's definitely going to be one of those surprise characters for this arc. Like, looking at her character now, I feel like we could go down this potential storyline with her where maybe she kind of does not... well, maybe she's like kind of angry about her brother disappearing on her. You know, because she technically had to grow up her whole life. She's now in a situation where the Yakuza boss is calling her a flower that has to be watered properly, right? Like, she lived a rough life. If she is in fact Momonosuke's sister. And I could see that there's some resentment there, because this lady looks like a proud lady, but also with the way that she's like enacting possible vengeance here, I could see that there's going to be a really interesting nuanced character when it comes to detailing maybe how she and Momonosuke get along. You know, there might be that initial irrational anger, but overall, I really want to get Komurasaki in the same room as Momonosuke and see what happens, because I think she is an interesting character. And honestly, her defending her little assistant girl, I think that is a good sign in general. Just like this character has things that she won't abandon or compromise on. So I'm very interested to see what happens next chapter. Honestly though, I'm hoping that Brook's gonna come in there and he's gonna do something really funny. I hope that Nami's gonna do something funny with Zeus. Overall, this was a fun chapter of characterization. We have an excellent Orochi design with the Yamato no Orochi. All cool, man. I am so excited for the next chapter. So guys, let me know what you thought down below, and let's call it there. Till next time, I hope you have an absolutely great day. Sorry for the shorter video, but this is just mostly a kind of digest and read along type chapter and get ready for